guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I wanted to do a first impressions using some new products. I didn't have all new products to cover all of my face, but I did try to incorporate all of the new products or some of the new products that I have recently hauled. And before we get started with this first impressions, I would love to invite you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and to also add me on all of your social media platforms. So if you'd like to see how I achieved this look, please keep on watching. So to prep the skin, I'm gonna go in with the Murad Hydrating Toner, tried and true favorite here. And then I will go in with the Murad Retinol Youth Renewal Eye Serum. I have really been loving the results that I've been getting from this serum. And then as an under eye cream, I will go in with the Origins GinZing Refreshing Eye Cream. This helps to brighten and depuff the eye area. I am gonna go in with the Belief, the True Cream Aqua Bomb. I've tried this moisturizer a couple of times before. I've gotten a few deluxe size samples at Sephora, and I really like the results. So I'll be using this as part of this tutorial today. I did receive this in an Ipsy glam bag. I'll start with the eyes first for this tutorial, since I have no idea what kind of eye look I'm going to be creating. I really do just want to test out these products and see how they work for me. So I'll go in with the ColourPop No Filter Concealer as my base, and I will blend that onto the eyelid with a beauty blender. So I'm going to try to use as many shades as I can from their ColourPop Yes Please palette, which looks like this. However, upon inspection, I have noticed that there aren't a lot of transition shades. So I will try my best not to bring in another palette into this kind of a first impressions video, but I can't make any promises. And I'm also gonna try to use as many of the new brushes I picked up from ColourPop here. This might be a concealer brush, but I'm going to pack this shade here into the brow bone. Going in with the Urban Decay Beach Bronzer in Bronzed as a transition shade. Now I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. Hope I don't regret this, but I'm going to take this shade here in a WetNWild brush. Now I'll go in with the ColourPop shade in a Lightning Bug, which I've been dying to try on the eyelid. I'm gonna try to go in with this ColourPop brush here, see how that works. If not, I will dip my finger into the shadow. So I didn't really like the application with the brush, so I'm just gonna go in and apply the shadow with my finger. The shade reminds me of Nillionaire, but maybe just a little bit more coppery. Really like this shade. Now I will kind of clean up this area here and start on the rest of the face. And now I'll go in with the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector and the Sigma P84. I really love using this brush with this product, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use that. I will use a beauty blender to blend that out. So I will apply the Hangover RX Replenishing Face Primer. This has coconut water, probiotic-based ingredients, and skin revivers. I like to go in with this whenever I feel like my skin needs a little bit more of a boost. Bring back that glow that we had from just applying the moisturizer alone. So now I'm gonna go in with the YSL All Hours Foundation. I will apply this with my beauty blender, so see how that works out. I picked up the shade Honey. So this does have a little bit of a scent to it. I'm not really dissuaded by scents unless they're really, really strong scents. But I think as far as shade, I think I did pretty well. And then coverage, I do have, I guess, a few hormonal breakouts that are healing a little bit that I don't think this is going to cover. And now I'll go in with the ColourPop No Filter Concealer as an under eye concealer. And because I don't have a new under eye setting powder, which actually I could use the Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder for under eye, which I might just go ahead and use that. So I don't know if you can tell, but the concealer has oxidized quite a bit after application. So far the concealer is not creasing, but I will go in with the translucent powder in a Sigma brush. I will tap off the excess. That's really nice. Really just kind of smooths everything over. I'll do the same on the other side. By the way, the applicator on the ColourPop concealer glides on really smoothly onto the skin. I like the concealer isn't too dry. And now I don't have any new brow products, so I will do my brows off camera and I will be right back. I have a bit of a bold brow today. I don't know how I feel about it. Next I will go in with some bronzer here. This is the ColourPop Pressed, and this is the bronzer in, what shade? Afternoon Delight. It doesn't say it here on the packaging, but I will use a ColourPop brush. I will go ahead and go in with this brush here. I'm gonna try not to go in with a blush as well. Really like this shade. I think it complements what's going on in the eye quite well. And now, because I've got this Laura Mercier powder here, I'm going to bake right underneath here. I don't typically do that, but for the sake of this kind of first impressions kind of vid, I will do that. And again, we're just gonna clean up the bronze. I'll just sweep the rest off. That looks really pretty. Definitely not my everyday makeup routine. For a highlighter, I've been using this quite a bit recently. I'm gonna go in with the Becca Champagne Pop. Beautiful, beautiful shade. I'm sure everybody knows what this looks like. So I'm gonna take the ColourPop fan brush here. Whoa. Used a couple of fan brushes and this is probably my least favorite. Yeah, I don't think this is my favorite fan brush. My favorite, as you can tell, is the Morphe. She is well loved. I feel like this just gives me a line shooting across the face. This I feel like does a much better job at kind of softening the lines. Now for the lower lash line, I'm going to go back into the Beach Bronzer and Bronzed by Urban Decay. And I will use I think this is the Smoky Eye brush from WetNWild. Now I'll go in with this shade here. And then I'll go in with Mischief here. And now to line the lower lash line, I'm gonna go in with ColourPop's MR.BING. And now I'll do lashes and mascara off camera. Alrighty, so now we've got our lashes on. I used the Ardell Faux Mink 810, which are really cute. And then I did tightline the eye area here with the WetNWild ColorIcon Kohl liner, and this is in Baby's Got Black, which is a cute name, I think. I'm gonna add a little bit of highlighter to the inner corner, and I'm gonna use the Becca highlighter, and I'll just use a Sigma brush here. And now for lips, I'm gonna go in with ColourPop's Lippie Stick in Cookie. We'll use that as our lip color today. Now we'll go in with ColourPop's WEHO. This is a nude gloss. This is literally one of my favorite glosses. So I just misted my skin with MAC's Prep and Prime, the Fix Plus to set everything. I really liked the bronzer, and so far the concealer is doing fantastic. No creasing. I don't feel too dry at all. As far as the shadows in the palette, I think they worked nicely. However, I wish there were more transition shades. I'll try to do another tutorial using this palette and incorporating some of the more shimmery shades into the tutorial. But so far so good. Not a lot of kick up. I think the shadows blended out very nicely, and I'm really digging this ColourPop Super Shock shadow. This is an ultra glitter, and again, it is a lightning bug. It is beautiful, a beautiful, beautiful shade. As far as the brushes, I feel like I didn't really use all of them. I do have a few favorites in my collection that are my go-tos, which I kind of brought into the tutorial just because I'm more comfortable with them. But I think the quality is great. They're soft. Maybe with an exception, this fan brush, it really just was not my favorite for highlighter. See, the foundation, I think the foundation actually looks great. If it weren't for, I guess, my problem area, which tends to be the hormonal region of my face. But I like this so far. I think I picked the correct shade. I mean, I think it looks great. I don't have any creasing or any settling into dry patches. I think it is quite pricey. I think it was like $50 or $58 for 0.84, so you don't even get an ounce. For that under eye setting powder, I'm kind of impressed with the Laura Mercier, so maybe I will invest in a full size of this. But yeah, that does it for this kind of first impressions tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel so that you do not miss any future videos, and I will see you guys in my next video.